Good morning, viewers from around the world. I just want to say that we have just had some. One of the latest things that apparently they realized the school year isn't that red because if people that didn't recall are they're like I was saying back in my previous updates that the government is planning to introduce back to work legislation. Here's what I mean about that because it has been quite a while. You can recall quite a while or quite a few hours ago, they have decided that enough was enough. Apparently, a lot of people are saying this is kind of really starting to make me think that Ontario are realizing the government's actions makes me think they are simply unable. I think they've decided that they're saying this round of bargaining could be its last, apparently. And here's why. Okay, and we have today we will find out. I'll do another update later in the afternoon when we know more information. That as of right now, the TDSB has the Toronto District School Board has said that they will be that there will be that they people are set to plan for the possibility that there will be closures, but apparently that they may be. I'm realizing that I think education at this point is going to soon become an essential service because for this year, yeah, as people didn't recall, and here's why. I'm gonna show you guys right now.
Since June. Clearly, the Ford government's line about
Good evening. Strong words from the province minutes after CUPE held a news conference broadcast live on CP24. It started full of promise after CUPE provided 5 days strike notice this morning. The province called CUPE, the government, school boards, and a mediator back to the bargaining table. But hours later, all hopes of a quick conclusion evaporated.
Stephen Lecce has been on a path to legislate instead of negotiate since June. Clearly, the Ford government's line about working for workers isn't worth the paper it's written on.
Instead of reaching a deal, the CUPE says they were given an ultimatum.
They threatened to introduce legislation to dictate the terms of our next contract as early as tomorrow. They have the legislation all drawn up, which proves they had no intention of negotiating fairly with education workers.
A potential strike by early childhood educators, educational assistants, custodians represented by CUPE could start Friday.
Kids have gone through over the last few years. The last thing we need is more, things that are going to disturb their learning and stop them from just having normal, regular lives like they deserve.
Within minutes of CUPE's news conference at 8:30 this evening, the education minister tweeted, "Kids will be in class. Enough is enough." Minister Lecce says they were presented a generous offer because CUPE refuses to withdraw their intent to strike. In order to avoid shutting down classes, we will have no other choice but to introduce legislation tomorrow, which will ensure that students remain in class to catch up on their learning. While the province calls the latest offer generous, CUPE, which is asking for roughly 12% annual increases, disagrees and calls the offer not a significant increase.
Not a significant one. The increase is now, they've changed even the 40,000 now to if you make $25.95 an hour or less, you get, I believe, 2.5. And if you make over $25.95 an hour, you would get 1.5. So still a significantly long way off from what these workers need to get out of poverty.
Some school boards, including Toronto Catholic, say they can't open schools in the event of a strike. The Toronto District School Board had this reaction tonight. "We are continuing to assess the impact a full withdrawal of services will have on our schools, with approximately 14,600 TDSB staff members represented by CUPE. Maintaining a normal routine will be very difficult, and as such, parents, guardians, caregivers, and students should be prepared for all possibilities." Conversations about an online learning option are still to come.
It concerns me because I will have to arrange like some childcare for my child. However, I think it's important for them to get paid what it is deserved.
Laura Walton warns if the government is successful with their back-to-work legislation, other sectors could be next. A teen boy is in hospital following a stabbing near Lansdowne and Dundas Street West. Police recall is successful with their back-to-work legislation, other sectors could be next.
Yeah, I do want to make this very clear, guys, because since they are introducing back to work legislation, they could be banning, they could actually not just remove the right to strike, but apparently they're saying that they may be declaring education an essential service here, which meaning they will probably permanently remove the right. Apparently they're saying we have now an ultimatum here. They could ban strikes I'm wondering if they should start considering education an essential service at this point, because a lot of people have said that over the years of the pandemic, we do have evidence, and we now have evidence to show we need to go ahead and part 1. Well, I'm doing this for the morning, but I'll be here. I'll live stream again this afternoon when more issues come. So I hope everyone knows. So see you guys later in the morning. So bye.